Hi guys, welcome back to Real Life with Bruce. As I've stated, I have brought you someone that is going to give you some empowerment for the women. Once again, this is Women Empower Women's Month, and I have BobbiJean on the phone, or not really phone, but a video chat with me today. And it has been a long time coming. We have known each other for a while. We just, of course, reconnected recently because we both have been very busy, especially this young woman right here. She's been extremely busy. And I just want her to introduce herself, and we're going to go from there and just kind of speak with her and get some information from Bobbi.
Hi, everybody. I'm so blessed, super excited to be here to help, motivate and get everybody to the next levels in their life with any words of inspiration that I can provide. Again, I'm BobbiJean Pipkin. I like to be called B, so we're just going to refer to me as B. And I'm 25 years old. I'm a serial entrepreneur, I'm a servant leader, and I'm a suicide survivor. So with those three things, I really just couple them all together and make sure that I can leave an impact and leave my mark on anything that I touch.
Okay, well, I will say that I did not know you were a suicide survivor. I really, I was not aware. So if we can touch on that a little bit, because I know a lot of people mentally are going through a lot in this age. And I think we are going through a lot more as those who were born in the 90s. um, I think I don't think people understand the stuff that we deal with day to day. And but when we were growing up, it wasn't that much social media. We just went outside and it was TV outside and it was MySpace, but MySpace really wasn't what people are doing now. So if you can just kind of express, how it started and kind of just go into a little bit of detail about that.
Okay, cool. And just to add in there, we had MySpace. Okay, I'm 97, so we had MySpace a little bit. We was younger, but we had it. Okay, but yeah, I'm a suicide survivor, and for the first time in a very long time, I wear it on my chest, and I'm proud of it. And I started introducing myself to other people that way because it was very important to me to let other people know that somebody else has been there. And suicide is a taboo subject. It really is. Nobody likes to talk about it. It's a really touchy subject. It's even touchy for me. But you want to be relatable.
Right.
As a leader, as a person with impact, as a child of God, I don't want to ever make anybody feel like they're not good enough or like I'm better than them. Because the thing is, I have failed many times to be successful. And those failures have put me at rock bottom. And so if you're at that point in your life where you feel like there's nowhere else for you to go, and that you want to kind of end it all to get rid of the hurt, the pain, maybe you feel alone, that it always gets better. So that's why I make sure that I always tell people that I do have a project called I Believe I Will Live, coupled with Believe Nation, where we just want to make sure that we're bringing awareness to the topic. We want to save as many women and children as possible. We literally just launched a $10,000 scholarship. It does end at the end of this month, so you can apply at www.myscholarly.com/I believe. It's a $10,000 scholarship, and I know that in college and stuff like that, that's when I dealt with my ideations and stuff like that. That it could be very difficult between studying, home issues, and so we wanted to take some of the weight off your guys' chest and really just help you financially, because money sometimes can be the reason why you lose it. It could be the icing on the cake. But I used to be a severe self-mutilator. I have scars on my arms and legs that will never heal. And I wear them as an armor because they're me. They're my story. Without those scars, I wouldn't be who I am today. Without those moments, I wouldn't. And a lot of time I tell people, me hitting rock bottom was amazing because it was also like a, what's the effect called? You guys think back in the day, like it was like a leapfrog, what is it called? Roller coaster. And you would hit the ground, but because you hit the ground, your knees are bent. The only thing you can do is extend those legs. So you get an impulse up in the up direction. And because of that impulse in the up direction, after I hit rock bottom, I've been higher than I've ever been able to be. And I'm so grateful to God about that. So I am very much an open book. You can always feel free to reach out to me. I'm here to listen to your story. I'm here to provide advice. And most importantly, I'm here to be an ally and a friend, a girlfriend. So I think that's really something that people should talk about. We don't, because, oh, it's taboo. Oh, we don't want a pity party. But you don't know by you sharing that testimony whose life you're going to save. And it's not about you. It's not about the shame that you feel in that situation. It's everything to do with God, God's work, what he wants you to do for his children. So make sure that when you're thinking about certain things, you're thinking about purpose work. Okay. I've gotten in every single door I've gotten into, even professionally, because I'm so serious about integrity. I'm so serious about purpose work. I'm so serious about helping people, because that good heart, that contagion to really help me people smile, people don't really have that anymore.
Right.
So bring it to the table, and I promise you, in anything you'll succeed. So that's my take on suicide awareness.
And I'm glad that she spoke on that, because not too long ago, because it's something I'm gonna go into. The young lady who jumped off the her
Yes.
I think her, yeah, and she was in a pageant. Yeah, Miss USA, and so it doesn't matter how much money you have, you can still be miserable. It doesn't matter how much popularity you have. You can. Society has fooled us to being popular, being famous, having money. It just makes you, just you're gonna be all right as long as you have those things. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be very happy all the time. But you could be dealing with depression, and then depression leads into other thoughts that could possibly just take you left. And if you don't have an outreach, we'll put the phone number up towards the bottom. If you don't have an outreach, then you don't know which way to go, because sometimes people shun away from helping other people because they are not really listening to what they're saying. Or it's just,
people feel like they don't understand.
And teenagers go through it, young adults go through it, and you can't compare. Well, I grew up and I faced this. My grandmother faced this. She never thought about suicide. You don't know what people have faced because they don't talk. And you have to be willing to listen.
Social media has a huge play in it. The thing is, we have these false senses of reality due to social media. You see everybody, if you even if you look at my social media, when we're being professionals, I'm having professional photo shoots. So I'm going into these photo shoots and it looks like I'm doing everyday work, but I only got makeup on for photo shoot. When I'm doing my everyday work, it's hot outside where I live in Houston. Like, I'm working. I don't look like that every single day. So It's okay to not look like what somebody looks like on Instagram, right? We're comparing ourselves to others. Hey, they did not get rich overnight. They did not get to where they were overnight. But because that's all they show, people feel like, hey, if I don't have my life together by tomorrow, it's over for me. And that's not true. That's not true. And that's why I'm so serious about showing people the process. If you go on my Instagram page, you will see me back in 2014 when I ain't have nothing. And I make sure I keep that up there so you guys can see the storyline, the timeline on what it took to get to where I wanted to be. And scratch that. Do not put the suicide number at the bottom of the screen. Suicide survivor from me and anybody else that dealt with that will tell you nobody's calling that number to get integrated. Put my number at the bottom of the screen, 702-544-9982. I'll talk to you because I understand, Right. It's funny when people you want somebody, I'm not calling that number for them to understand me, because even though they're licensed, they truly don't.
Right.
They don't. You know psychosis of how I may feel, but you don't know how I truly feel. And I think that's what happened with Chelsea Chris. She's Miss America. Every single day she has to show up as this person that she's portrayed to be, but that's not who she is every single day.
Right.
And I'm 100% sure she felt alone. I'm 100% sure she just felt like the pain and the bearing of whatever she was going through, she could not take anymore. And it's not for anybody else to understand. Sometimes we don't understand it. So it's really important to just be aware of those signs and stuff like that. If you see your loved one, if they're drifting off, if they're not talking, if they're acting a little normal, there's a such thing as highly functional depression, right? Depressives. It was me. I'm going around and I'm laughing every single day. When I was in my depressive state, I was very successful. I had the money, but my heart was hurting. So you just have to make sure you're being aware of those things and making sure you're checking in on your loved ones every single day. Okay? So that's my take on it.
Oh, that's powerful. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna make sure to put up her number, because you do, like she stated. I really think that you need to be with someone that's to someone or talk to someone that has actually experienced, like she said, their license. No disrespect to those who are in their respective places in this world, but it's different when it comes from somebody that has actually experienced that has the markings, that has the understanding of what it is to go through that, and having to be alone and not having no one at their, for them at that time, and they've had to go through it and be by it themselves. And so we appreciate that. Thank you for opening up, because I know sometimes it's not easy to, excuse me, my allergies talked about me. It's not easy to open up about certain topics. It's not. It's suicide, depression, and some other topics that we're going to talk on the show later. But it's not easy to open it up, because people just look at you as like you're to a degree, not everybody. Yep, and that you're okay. So you went through that. Do you need help? Are you okay now? No, I'm fine now. But when I was going through it, I was going through. But now I want to help somebody else. I really appreciate you opening up. Not knowing that, but I appreciate it. To kind of talk about pageants. You were recently in a pageant, Miss Houston, right?
Yeah, actually, let me grab my little accolades. My little trophies right here. So yeah, I recently participated in the Miss USA systems, which goes all the way to the Miss Universe systems, and it was my first time ever competing, and I really decided to do it post breakup, and also post depression episode, to just prove to myself that I can. So I've never been a model or anything. I always wanted to quote unquote look like the Instagram models. And so I was like, let me try it out, right? It was the most amazing experience. I built friendships of a lifetime. I ended up on my first run winning a couple awards. I ended up top 15 in the pageant, winning Miss Congeniality as well as People's Choice. And so I have some trophies here that I got from that pageant. I do plan on competing next year in the same pageant to potentially win Miss Texas, and a couple other pageants that I'll keep the name out for now until I, work with them a little bit more. But it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. But what I would say, to be brutally honest, because that's what we're here for, right?
Right.
The pageantry system is very vain. I remember one time I had a runway rehearsal, and I was told by one of the coaches they were giving away donuts. And so I went up, and I was super excited. It was a blueberry donut. I've been on my diet. I've been working on looking great in that swimwear. And they're like, you got a pageant in a couple weeks. You're too hippie. You don't need that donut. And I'm like, whoa, calm down, right? Because as a Black African-American woman, right, our bodies are naturally curvy. A lot of our bodies are. And for me to, it was a blow. It was a blow to the heart. It was a blow to my self-esteem, because it's like, I'm a very nice shaped woman, not that big, very slim, very petite. And for you to tell me that I'm too hippie, I don't need to eat a donut, And I just, after that statement, I really watched. I watched a lot of my friends in the pageant, maybe they don't eat anything, or they're, unhealthy habits of weight and things of that nature. And so I told myself at first, I said, yeah, I'm kind of done with this, because I already kind of had a couple issues in my life. I don't got time for more self-esteem issues, honestly. But when you go do a pageant, you better own that pageant exactly how you are. Right. Yes, it's okay for you to make some, slight changes for your health, but don't be unhealthy looking to look like somebody else, looking to look like a picture, right? So it's actually funny. Here goes the magazine right here. Y'all, I'm in this magazine. I'm famous out here in these streets. Let me see. Ooh, child, look at me, y'all. So I'm in this magazine, y'all. Me and some of my other girls. I'm right. Y'all probably can't tell because that's not what I look like right now with no makeup on. But that's me. And so yeah, pageantry, it's amazing. Go in with full confidence and great self-esteem. Don't let nobody hinder it. That's all I would really say about pageants right now.
That's good. So I've seen a couple of my sister a long time ago was in a pageant, and that was it. She just did the pageant, and then that was all she wrote. And but if you are interested, then just go and follow the steps and through pageantry, because I can't talk too much on that.
Yes, want to participate in pageants, you go to whatever your local city pageant will be. For me, it was Houston because I live in Texas. They have a Dallas one. They have a San Antonio one. They have a Heart of Texas. So wherever you are, your city pageant, there's that. Then you'll have your state pageant. Immediately following your state pageant, you'll have Miss US. Miss USA. After the Miss USA, you'll go to Miss Universe. So you can apply at Miss whatever your city is. So MISS, whatever your city is, and it'll pop up. Or you can even go to the Miss USA systems and your whole state. It will be a list of states for you to choose there.
Okay, so there's the way if you all are interested. Now there's two things I would like to touch bases on because before the call, me and Bobby kind of caught up a little bit. It was pertaining to law.
Mm-hmm.
You just took your, I don't know.
NFLPA. Give me 2 seconds while I grab a charger. I'm sorry, I forgot to do that. Give me a couple seconds.
We're back. Sorry about that little cut. But me and Bobby were catching up earlier before actually coming on, and she informed me that she is still in. She went through with finishing law, and so you just took your what? I don't want to mispronounce it.
I took the NFLPA, so that is the National Football League's Players Association test. So it's to be a certified football or sports agent, so that you can contract and so that you can negotiate individual player contracts within the NFL.
So this young lady here is a powerhouse, if you ask me, because she's also an entrepreneur on top of that. And we both started similar entrepreneur
endeavors,
and I didn't go through with it. I'm not going to lie. I didn't have the discipline to go through with it. Not even go sugarcoat it. But she did. And I kind of want her to touch bases on how entrepreneurship since you being in Houston, or even before you went to Houston, has been since you've been there.
Okay. So of course, I went to law school with hopes of being a lawyer, but I learned quickly that that wasn't what I wanted. It was what somebody else wanted for me. So I started chasing my passion and I got into sports law. It's really just the beginning, so I don't have too much to say. Of course, I just took the NFLPA. Like literally last week, we have 8 weeks till we get the results, and I'm really going to start working on a career as a sports agent in sports law and really just, making my mark as a Black woman in sports when it's not necessarily for women, and it's definitely not really known for women of color other than my girl, of course, Nicole Lynn. But what brought me to being a sports agent was really the fact that here I can be my entrepreneur and I can do law and I can participate in sports, which I love. I'm an avid football player. I played football when I was in high school. I was literally the only girl on the football team until, they made flag football because it was like a whole petition. They wanted me off the football team. But I said, hey, in this industry, I can be me. I can be an entrepreneur because you have to go out and get your own contracts, and you get to negotiate, and you get to be your own girl boss, and you get to do whatever you want to do on your time, and you can really be yourself, embody yourself, wear what you want to wear, be exactly who you want to be, and make your mark as you, The entrepreneurship background helped me there, of course, law, and so I'm super excited. I have had a lot of success in entrepreneurship. I was the top 1% income producer and earner in my last company. I won't say the name, but I learned about this opportunity when I was in law school, and it was the best decision of my life financially. For a young lady like myself who came from absolute poverty, from absolute nothing, for being transparent, my mother is a prostitute and my father is a pimp. I grew up in foster care. I had nothing. And I told myself that I was always going to make 6 figures. I didn't know what job was going to get me there. But that's why I grew up when I went to law school, because in my mind, that was the only career where I can see multiple zeros. And I just thought $100,000 was like $5 billion. And I was like, with this money, I'm going to get my sisters and my siblings out of foster care. I'm going to get my mama a house. I'm going to get everybody off drugs. And I had all these pipe dreams until I got older and was like, whoa, wait, bro, life is crazy. And I'm going to have to work a little harder.
Right.
And I might have less money than before because law school, what does it do? It puts you in debt. So normal people, they start from ground zero. I don't went to school. I'm starting from ground negative 60,000. Okay. So I'm like, whoa there, what am I going to do? So I learned about this opportunity and I immediately became successful just from me being transparent, just from me being a trustworthy individual, and just for me having the solution to a financial problem that my community had. I met a lot of people, built a lot of relationships, spoke on a lot of stages, and inspired a lot of, and inspired and influenced a lot of individuals. And for the first time, from the small place that I'm from, I said, hey, I could finally be where I wanted to be all my life. Regardless if I gave it a title or not, my main goal in life was to be a role model. And within that company, I was able to be the world's best role model when it came to finances, when it came to my family and what my little sisters were looking up at too, and what my mentees needed from me. I was a perfect role model. So I don't like to touch finances like exactly, but I'm a firm believer on whatever you say. Your end result is what you say from the beginning. Around my house, I have statements that says, I am so happy and grateful now that I'm earning, etc., whatever amount by December 31st, 2022. And I really believe that if you write it down, Habakkuk 2:2 says, write it down, make it plain, and the desires of your heart will be known. So I just really feel like you should write it down, because every single time I wrote the goal down, it has been surpassed, because my God is an amazing God. And that company, I did over six figures. I did do over six figures multiple times, and I am now transitioning. Of course, I'm doing my own career stuff and with trying to be a sports agent, and I will be soon doing another opportunity. But because of that entrepreneurial endeavor, I have been matched up with a lot of known entrepreneurs who have surpassed what anybody thought they could ever surpass. I'm talking about making $1 million a day, multiple $1 million a day, or, people who I would never think that I would ever be able to stand next to and talk to them. And honestly, to be honest, when I first got in the rooms, and it's crazy because I used to always have this saying, it actually says around there in the kitchen, it says, Bobby, your name is in rooms your feet hasn't even entered in yet. And it's signed by God. So when I got these opportunities, I'm standing next to these people and my armpits are sweating, and I'm trying to figure out, do I even deserve to be here? I can't even speak to them without stuttering, because I feel like some of them were my age. You're my age and you've touched millions and millions of dollars, and I'm still trying to make sure the student loans is paid off by tomorrow, right?
Right.
And so I'm just grateful that I get those opportunities now, right? So that the next 25-year-old that I impact, that I touch, I can make sure that they're doing exactly what I wasn't doing at this time, right? Because me being in those rooms have unleashed so much work and power within me. My eyes have seen so many things. And I'm just so grateful to all of those advisors, all of those mentors, for giving me those opportunities to be able to inspire more, impact more, learn exactly how it is that they do things, their operations, so that I can do that same exact thing. So super grateful for that.
Excuse me. I do know of that when it comes to Bobby. She's a very focused young lady, and I've known that since I first met her. And I am very proud of her and how far she's come. Some stuff I did not know. For one, excuse me, my cat, the orphan, her being in foster home. Excuse me. I did not. I wasn't aware either. And of course,
that's a story. I got a story in me.
got a nice story in her. And now my question is to you, with all this information that you have and all of this passion, because you're very passionate. I can see it. I can hear it. Um, are you open to mentoring other women? Is that going to take up too much time?
Absolutely. Pull up on y'all. Reach out to me in my DMs. You can follow me on Instagram at Living This Life. I'm going to have books coming soon. I'm going to have courses coming soon. And I have a phone number that's open anytime anybody needs me. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just the answer. We have to realize that as women, we really have to stick around and stick together. And it's funny because I recently been getting a lot of backlash. They're like, Bobby, you have too many girlfriends. You have too many friends that are girls. Like, are you, And I'm just like, I laugh at them because I be feeling like, low-key, you're the problem. Like, you should have girlfriends. You should be connected to people who have the same anatomy as you. think the same things as you, go through the same things that you go through every single month. Right? Who understands us more than us?
Right.
So I'm so open to making those connections. I'm a lover girl. I just love to help people, and I love to see my girls smile, and I love to have a good time. So if you fall in those, let's go smile. Let's go have a good time.
Right, right. I'm bowling. That's all I can say is bowling. We had a good time back in Orlando. Bowling was the best thing. I'm a bowler. But I really appreciate your honesty and being open and taking the time out to speak with us today, because I'm trying to, because my mind is everywhere, because entrepreneurship, it's just,
I do a lot.
you
Oh
do
my
a
God.
lot. So I'm trying to pull from different sections. But I really appreciate you, because I don't understand the unity that people are, like, the stuff that people see on social media makes us divided. And not just the women, but the women are the backbones for most relationships with men, with marriages, the family, the children that they have. Like, it's for women. All this month I've been putting up encouraging quotes. Like, you all have to just get through some of these tough times. Call on other women. They're not going to be judgmental. I know Bobby isn't. Just focus on what it is that you need to get done, so that you're able to move forward in life. I understand your best, sometimes our friends disappoint us. You're going to get that. Family disappoints us. You're going to get that.
You're going to disappoint yourself. It gets hard.
It does.
I have cried myself to sleep many nights like, nah, it's not going to work. And I had to remove the word can't out my vocabulary. I was literally praying about it this morning. I'm like, God, like, I'm a crybaby. I will fall on my knees and ask God for whatever I need as when it comes to direction. You're going to have those hard times when it feels like nothing is working for you, and you have all these crazy dreams, and you feel like you're not good enough to hit those dreams, and it's almost drowning your ego. It almost drowns you as a person, So just understand it always gets better. You're going to feel like you're stuck in the season. And if you feel like you're going in those cycles, just step back and say, hey, God, why am I going through this? Because the thing is, everything will happen on his time.
Right.
He's going to give it to you exactly when you need it. So if you feel like there's a delay in something, or you feel like you're struggling, or you feel like you're moving backwards, stop, address the situation, look at your surroundings, and get connected with somebody that can help you put you back on track.
Yeah. And I want to encourage the women too. I'm sure Bobby would agree. Don't compare your excuse me, your journey to somebody else's.
Yep.
If you contact Bobby,
y'all don't want my journey. It's ghetto. Woo, child.
You may have, it may be certain things that may be similar, but you cannot. Bobby's 25. She's moved from two different cities and states.
Four.
Yeah, 4. Wow, that's a lot.
Actually 5. Excuse me. I started in Seattle to Vegas to Reno to Florida to Houston. It's been hard.
And she's made it. And she's had to pray, and she's had to. I'm sure she had to lean on some friends. I'm sure she's been disappointed with herself, with her friends, and it's just, you just have to move forward. And it's something hard. Believe me, even though I'm not a woman, but I face stuff every day, and all I can do is pray and move forward and just focus. And sometimes what you do too, sometimes we get out of alignment. You have to realign yourself to your goals and what it is that you originally set for. I understand you apply for this job, and your goal is to save up enough to do what you need to do to start your business while you're at this job, because this job is not your career, it's your stepping stone to get you where you need to be. So you have to refocus. I understand the manager may tell you are not doing well, or you got to stay an extra 3 hours because so and so called out. You have to remain focused, and you just have to push through it. And so I really appreciate Bobby, because she is very busy. We talked about this probably about 2 months ago. I got her in advance, like way in advance, to make sure that she was available. And so I appreciate you for coming on and just being honest and motivating the women. We really appreciate it. And it's just something that you all need to just hear. We're going to come with some more powerful things in the next couple of months. But I really wanted BobbiJean to really kind of just give her side of her story. And she only gave us a little bit. And I appreciate that. And so you all, her information will be below. All stuff also will be in the descriptions. So if you want to contact her, if you want to speak to what you may be dealing with, and you need a girlfriend, someone that's going to be honest with you, someone that's going to tell you like it is, but also someone that is faith-based, she is going to be there. And we will see you next time on Real Life with Bruce, and catch you then.